Dear viewers, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Welcome to my channel, Understand the Quran Easily. In my last video, I gave you 3 tips, especially for the lazy learners, and I believe you aren't a lazy learner. However, those tips will help you to understand the Quran easily, inshallah. Let's recap those 3 tips. Tip number 1 was, do not let yourself go to bed without reading at least 2 to 5 verses. Allow yourself 5 to 10 minutes to read the Quran with understanding with the translations. Number 2, make it a habit of listening to the Quran instead of listening to the music. So download an app and keep listening and try to focus on the meanings and the melody of the Quran. Try to keep it resonating in your heart. Number 3, in your prayers, 5-10 prayers, you recite Surah Al-Fatiha and more surahs. When you recite, try to focus on their meanings. So all these 3 tips, end of the day, actually lead you to be more proactive in order for understanding the Quran. As Allah says in Surah Anfal verse 2, when Allah tells us about the qualities of a believer, Allah says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. Believers are those, whenever Allah is mentioned, their hearts tremble. And when His verses are recited, they increase with their iman. And thus they rely on Allah. So look at the beauty of this verse. Allah tells us about 2 qualities, and the third one is reliance on Allah, tawakkul. So tawakkul depends on, a proper tawakkul depends on these 2 qualities, which are number 1, Allah's name is mentioned, and then your heart trembles. And then second one is, when His verses are recited, you increase with your iman. So you cannot feel it, you cannot make it effective unless you understand the verses of the Quran. Let's have a tip today, inshallah. I'll give you a very small tip, easy tip for the beginners in particular. This tip, it was also given by Dr. Zakir Naik, which is reading the verses of the Quran word for word. So for a beginner, if you start reading like this, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. So you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So most of them are basically word for word meanings. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Alhamdu, all the praise and thanks. Lillah, for Allah. Rabbil Alameen, the Lord of the worlds. So this is a translation. You can see the noble Qur'an. The noble Qur'an. You can take any translations in your own language, the language you're fluent in, if English is not your first language or you're not fluent in English. So I hope, inshallah, this is one of the best ways to start with learning the Quran, with understanding. Inshallah, I hope this video will help you for understanding Quran. If you like it, hit like and do share, and do not forget to subscribe. Ma'asalam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.